So these videos today will follow along with the white notes sheet 11.3 ellipses day 2. So just get those out and just follow along so that you can have some examples of some ellipse problems, including completing the square with ellipses, which has a little bit of a quirk to it. All right, so to start out, we're just going to do a couple problems where we are determining the equation of an ellipse. So the first one gives us some characteristics. The foci are at 0, comma, plus or minus 2. All right, so that means up 2 and down 2 in the y direction. And remember, those are the foci. So as soon as you know this, you can tell the center, right? Just because it's right between the foci. And then you can also tell that this will be a vertical ellipse. The foci are always on the main axis or the major axis of the ellipse. The length of the major axis is 8. Okay, so the length of the major axis all the way across would be 2a. So 2a is 8. Oh, very exciting. And a is equal to 4 then. So that means from the center, the foci are 2 away, and the end of the major axis, the vertices, are 4 away. Okay, so our ellipse looks something like this, but we don't know how wide it is. So, it might be a bit wider than that, but something like that in the vertical direction. All right, so we've already determined we have A. The foci, the distance from center to focus, is C. So we also know C is equal to 2. And then we draw a little triangle. I like to just draw the triangle each time so that I can make sure I'm getting the right pieces. Okay, so it's a little right triangle there. This side of the triangle is C, this side is B, and this side is A. Okay, remember that the hypotenuse is the same as the length from center to vertex. That is A. So that triangle, looks pretty tiny, so we'll just draw it out here. So B is the unknown, C is 2, and A is 4. So we just do a B squared plus a 2 squared is equal to a 4 squared. So B squared is 16 minus 4, or 12. And then all we really need is B squared, but sometimes people like to know what that B length is, so square root of 12. All right, so we've already also established that it is in the vertical direction. And so, and also that the center is 0, 0. Kind of said those things, but didn't write them down. Okay, so when it's in the vertical direction, that means that the A is going to be under the y squared, the larger number there. That's b squared. And then we have x minus h squared on the top and y minus k squared on the bottom, on the left and right, sorry. And that's all equal to 1. So we do know the center is 0, 0. So the numerator of our fractions is x squared and y squared. And then the denominator, we now have b squared, that's 12, and a squared is 16. So that is our first ellipse.